Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What is up, everybody? How are we doing today? Profit, good morning. Caitlin, good morning. Iron Man, good morning. David in the house, running down the couch, high fiving everybody. Good morning. My weekend, I know, spelling errors, dude. You hit enter sometimes too fast. Was awesome. Good stuff. Would you into Portland, right? See the fam? My weekend isn't over. Ooh, Caitlin has a Monday off. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Why? Tap and service day? What's up? What's up? What's up? That's good. Good for you. Caitlin needed more days off, y'all. Sitting in the parking lot at the gym, checking emails until I bring the wife to work. Nice. Right on, man. Good stuff. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for listening. 5 days off. Fall break. What? What is this? Does this always happen like the week of Halloween? It's like a thing? That's crazy. Good for you. My fingers have the moment, just saying. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. Fall break. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So you get, is it like shorter summers then? So that you can have like this week and then like a winter break and a spring break and kind of that. I like that. It's pretty cool. More of the year-round style schooling is what I'm guessing. Good for you. Okay, what did everybody get up to this weekend? Tell me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I we had good morning, MP. How are you doing? We had friends staying with us in town all last week from Tuesday to Sunday. So one of my wife's like childhood friends that she grew up down the street from. Yeah, down the street from 'em, so they've been, like, lifelong friends, and then we lived on the same block together for a couple of years as we had our kids. Then we moved away to get a bigger home, and they moved away, so we kind of are a little distance, but we still get together all the time. "Did you buy?" I said, "No, I did not buy the LA Zoo. Absolutely not." So, her husband's mom passed away. They came to stay with us for the week so they can visit and do the funeral and all that other stuff. And they wanted to make it a little bit more fun. We have teachers' conferences at the end of the week, but I don't have to go since I'm taking a class. Oh, all right. Nice little hack there. Went to a pop culture show in Wilmington. It was really cool. Did a lot of network for my future crush. Awesome, man. That's awesome. So yeah, they wanted to come down, hang out with us, like make it more of a fun week than a somber week for them and their kids. So they stayed with us. They hung out. We went in the pool. And then we went to the zoo on Saturday. And the zoo was interesting. It was a lot of fun. Uh, I think I handled it. I think my wife might beg to differ. What's up, Jason? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Don. Continue with the zoo story.
So yeah, we had a good time. There was 10 of us. Who's this? You got a friend coming
Oh,
on?
oh goodness.
Holy crap.
Ryan Turner is alive.
Oh, good morning.
Jesus Christ. Look at
No.
that face. Guys, he's here.
Oh, what's happening, guys? How are you? I thought Don was
Or-
still sleeping, so I wanted to make sure I could hop up.
I wasn't sure if
But Dom's the,
Mom was sleeping either. So that's why I sent out the little
but
SOS.
Dom's but Dom's the most reliable guy.
I know. I don't even know why I doubted Dom, but
Oh my God.
now I
I
feel
don't
like it's
even
cool.
bother responding to the text because I don't know who Jason's texting. When he says good morning, the room is open. Look, you're not texting me.
Well, I mean, Dom, let's be realistic. It's really me and you texting, and I am just hoping that at least one Ryan or one Blaze hops on with us.
Hey, we got our Ryan. We got our Ryan for 2025. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. Where you going to, buddy?
Okay.
or
Guys,
coming from.
I just on my morning walk. Well, okay. So drop the girls off. They're at school. And then I try and take, since I drink so much Celsius, thanks to Dom, I need to make sure that I allow the Celsius to dissipate. It has to have some sort of half-life at some point, I'm assuming. Unless I just go home and I sit there in anger. So that's what I do. So instead I walk the streets of Brooklyn. I just fight people. That's what I do.
Let's talk about caffeine for a hot second. I woke up. I think my knee's weird. I gotta get it checked out. So I ended up doing like a jog walk instead of a leg day on Monday. But my pre-workout has caffeine in it, 175 milligrams of caffeine. I get home and like I'm getting since I want to tie in today's theme today, which is do our kids see us struggle? One of our things is our mornings, which we've talked about in the past 3 days as a family. So I'm fixing that by getting breakfast done before I hop on here. So mini pancakes are ready for them.
Oh,
But I
nice.
finished and then I'm like, okay, time for my Celsius. But I already had my pre-workout, which has caffeine in it. And in my head is like, I should really not have a Celsius right now. But then I was like, I double checked my pre-workout. It's like, there's caffeine in there. And then like, yeah, but it's not Celsius caffeine. So I'm drinking a Celsius about an hour after I had my pre-workout. So today's gonna be great, at least until noon.
Sorry, I was typing some clarity in there. Ryan's claiming that I got him addicted to Celsius, but I have a very strict 1 Celsius a day, and that is all the caffeine I drink in one day.
Dom, don't even get me
Most
started on
days.
the meth. Celsius is the least of our issues.
I don't believe you, Dom. Who drinks 1 Celsius these days?
I do.
Props to
Just
you.
one.
Most days.
Most days.
Are you really ready for your day if you're not really counting the amount of cardiac events that you have
I like how
before you're ready to go?
If you're not double fisting Celsius powder raw,
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'll tell you where my abuses come in. It's these damn sticks, these powder sticks. They're so easy. And so like, but I've gotten to the point now where I just like shove them in my pocket before I go to the gym. And I like pull like I wonder what people at the gym, because like the gyms that I go to, like it's not very big. So they gotta be like, the guy he's drinking another one.
probably
And
because you're doing them like pixie sticks between sets.
oh no, that's a perfect analogy. It's exactly what I'm basically doing. Like I'm this close to just like dry like dosing. So ugh.
oh my god. Yep, Ryan snorting lines of Celsius, y'all.
It's all right, but I'm hitting PRs. So we're good.
We are not sponsored by Celsius, y'all.
Yet.
You aren't. No kidding.
Oh man.
Oh, good intro. We got a
Oh wait,
Mhm.
can I bring something up?
totally.
So I think my daughter has had her first like real fight.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
So but like okay, so this is the premise. I don't think the other family is listening. But I feel as if like my daughter is not I don't know who that is. Um but I don't think my daughter's at fault, which isn't like a dad thing. Like it's not like it, but from what I heard, it was like a misunderstanding, and then someone got like really upset, and then like the girl was being a certain way, and then someone goes, "You're just being bratty," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's being bratty. That's kind of what her default is." And so now they're like not talking, but they go to like dance class together, to like see each other later. So this is my question or thought. Like how do you approach this moment? Because Sloan is very much like she's very internal, like her emotion, she kind of, you can see it kind of in her eyes and in her brain, and she's kind of like thinking through it, and she doesn't really, she's not the one to kind of put words to it right away. Like I was telling Lauren, I was like, in these moments, Sloan will talk to us, but she needs to have all the space, but still be there to cuddle with her as she has that space. If that makes sense. So like you don't want to like probe or ask too much, but then she will share. Um, but my biggest thing is, I told her this morning, and tell me this is wrong. Knowing kind of like what the context is, I told her, Sloan, you can decide to be mad, right? Be mad with this girl, or you can decide to feel bad for her. Because I'm like, who wants to feel that way? Who wants to feel mad? Who wants to feel like they don't want to talk to you? Like, that sounds silly. And so I was trying to say this, but she didn't respond because of what I just said. So I think she's still like internalizing it. But I did ask her, I was like, does that make sense? And she looked at me and she goes, no. And I was like, all right. But I don't know, like, what do you do when your daughter has like that first fight that could be a good lesson of how to handle things in the future?
Well, what was your conversation? I can tell you mine.
I just told you my conversation. You're not listening?
You're right. Sorry.
No, he was changing the subtitles
And
under my name and his.
I was going with hook lines here. As you were talking, I was number one. I was imagining Sloan and what she would be like in a fight. And I missed if you said this was a physical fight or like a verbal.
Oh, not physical.
Okay. No physical fights yet. We also have girls. I don't know if that happens sooner than boys or not. But I have
Fist fights are easy. It's the emotional fights
Yeah.
that are hard and difficult.
I have seen middle school girls really go at it. They can get brutal. We've been through a few emotional situations where it's like they're not getting along, and it's bubbled over into the public. And if I'm really gonna bend the paperclip of today's theme here with let them see us struggle. They've never seen me struggle or not get along with somebody or fight somebody, but I can remember very vividly the first time in third grade when I got like my first physical fight, and that I remember the first time that Kira started. There was one person in particular that started popping up very regularly, and I vividly remember the feelings that came along with not getting along and possibly coming to fisticuffs. And I'm trying to talk her through it as though with what I wish I had done. And it's not like I wish I had taken care of it physically, but what would I have done verbally, mentally, whatever? Because if I remember correctly, mine was yelling back and forth, and then I ended up walking away, which I guess as an adult sounds like the biggest thing. But I went through like okay, did you tell your teacher? Did you tell him again? And then all the way up to, well, if somebody starts doing that to you, you have our permission to defend yourself. Those things. I don't think I answered your question, Ryan, on what you would do. I got lost.
Look at this skeleton. You got issues.
Oh man,
Long night.
It's all methed out. Too much Celsius. Ryan, I feel like I took your steam off topic here.
No, I think you're right on point.
Okay. Dom, what are your thoughts? Fighting kids.
I mean, it's a difficult thing. Like for me, it's always been a difficult thing because there's only so much your kids are going to tell you, and they're only going to tell you one side of it. So it's hard to actually get down to like, what actually caused it. What's the reason? What's the reason other than like what David's saying is just like hormones or just that, period of their life as they like adjust. And it could be both sides. Like the other kid could just be like not liking something that Sloan did, and she just doesn't want to tell her, or something about Sloan, like some little thing. Like it's funny how the smallest thing can just be like the spark to end something. Like I don't know what it is to this day, like that caused my daughter Brooklyn to like get into like a huge fight in a relationship ending thing with this girl also named Brooklyn, who lived like only 2 blocks away. So they had like this really good friendship where, they were at an
I'll say
age
that.
where we would just let them leave, walk to each other's house and hang out. And now they can never speak to each other again. I have no idea what happened, but it is what it is. They moved on, they went somewhere else. Um, and I think it's just them finding themselves, them realizing that like certain people don't, like Caitlin said, like you don't have to be friends with everyone. You're not going to be friends with the same people all your life. Like certain people can do that, and it's great and it's wonderful. Like my wife has childhood friends, like childhood, like literally like 3, 4 years old. They're still friends to this day. And then me, no one's ever lasted that long in my life. Like maybe 10 years, and then they just go. Like I don't have time for people if they don't have time for me, so
Mhm.
I move on. um
That's why I signed on this
so
morning.
that's why you signed on this morning. You felt it. You felt it. Yeah. Yeah, I was getting ready to like delete Ryan's contact, all that stuff.
He's going to rename his contact to somebody else.
I don't need to be named in the lawsuit between him and Celsius. Like that's not my thing.
Yeah. I like Iron Man's point here. The question that I think of when I'm reading through this is, Ryan, since this was Sloan's first here, and my daughter's been through a few, like Dom said, I have had the discussion where you're not going to be friends with everybody. Everybody's not going to like you. And the friends you have now are probably not going to be the same friends you have in 10 years. I do have some friendships that have lasted since childhood. I feel
Yeah, I
very
feel like you
lucky.
have a lot.
But there's also people that have fallen off for no reason really whatsoever besides just lack of contact. But Ryan, how personally, and Dom too, and anybody else in the chat here, how personally did you take their initial instinctual reaction as a barometer of your parenting style?
I don't think that crossed my mind. I think where I'm at right now is like, this is it. This is the time to make sure that we can help her through this moment. But again, like I don't see as much fault with my daughter, which I'm not really telling her that. But it was a misunderstanding, which I don't want to get into details because I like your question. But the idea was that the fact that like one of her friends came up in the building to say, "Hey, come to my apartment once you're done with what you're doing." And then one of her other friends like came over really quickly, and then Sloan like ran to her apartment to get something. And then her friend was like, "What? You went there instead of with me?" And that's where the fight started. So I think the context is definitely something that makes me think differently about it. Where I think I'm trying to make sure that I'm being thoughtful is that I know that Sloane's parents, myself and Lauren, we might handle these situations differently. Like Lauren gets over things very fast, like to the point where someone's like, "Oh man, she's so easygoing." Where in a relationship, sometimes I'm like, I don't have to hold a grudge, but like, can we think about what just happened first before we just start moving on? Um, and so it's like I'm not nervous, that wouldn't be the right word, but I think it's the idea that like I want Sloan to be able to just be empowered in this moment and just know that she has the choice and that someone else's reaction and feeling doesn't have to be hers. Like she doesn't have to reciprocate that. That's the only thing I want. Like you make the choice. If she decides to be jealous and really angry and whatever else, like that's her choice. I just want her to know that she has that choice, that it's not dependent on the other person's emotion. So That's my only takeaway. It's like I don't care if they're not like they don't have to be friends. I really don't care. I just want to make sure that she doesn't feel like someone's controlling her.
Yeah, or overly bound to a failing friend relationship. That was
They're
what
like
we
eight.
that was what we dealt with. Was this person isn't being a good friend, then like you don't have to be with them. You don't have to hang out with them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Guys, I want to hard pivot to today's reading. I did read this last night and the day before that because I was on fire with notes last year. And I specifically remember this day last year because I thought it was a great question. I would say even one of my most favorite readings. And it has to do with, do your kids see you struggle with the things that you struggle with? And do you share it with them or do you not? And the reason why this was a good one to me was because, number one, the notes that I wrote down this year gave me a really good point of view shift into this year. Last year, I wrote that I don't think I have many struggles that my kids or Kristen don't know that I go through. I feel like we're fairly open with it. Last year, I asked my kids on the drive into school, do you see mom and dad struggle with anything? And most of what they said was like the things that me and Kristen seemed to argue about. Number one was being money. And that's something that me and Kristen had a conversation about, and we're like in a completely 180-degree shift from last year with that. But this year, I also wrote down, there's nothing that I really don't want them to know. Like if they see me struggling, I'd be happy to talk about it. But do I talk about it a lot? Like, do they see me going through like or me and Kristen going through like the schedule struggles? Like this weekend, me and Kristen were gassed from the sports season, like many other families are. Do they see that? Do they wonder about like what toll it takes on us just energy wise? But this year I wrote down, do they know what inspires us and keeps us going? So they might know your struggles. You might know, or like you might share that with your kids, but do they know why you keep persisting? And that was my takeaway from this morning. Is do they know what inspires you? If somebody were asked like what inspires your parents to do what they do? Do they have an answer? They probably don't, because I don't think I've ever talked about that. What inspires me to keep like making art, or what inspires me and Kristen to like keep at it, just going to the gym. We had a gym date on Saturday. Do our girls even wonder about that? Don't know. That's my today's TED Talk.
I like your points.
I think it's a tough thing to like, get it all in there, right? So when we're raising our kids, our focus is going to be on them. Our focus is going to be on talking to them about their day, their relationships. Like, Ryan's obviously focusing now on Sloan and this friend and what they're going through. And there's only so many moments in the day. It's kind of like how everybody, you barely get any time to talk to your wife, but like obviously like you guys had a full day worth of stuff and you should, be able to talk to each other about that. But how many moments in the day you can actually spend telling your kids, even your own wife, like about your own struggles? Like for me, I really struggle with that. So whenever I get my conversation time with one of them, I'm mostly just asking them about how their day went. How was this? How was that? Like, kind of getting on them on what's going on, trying to help advise, see what they're going through. Or it's literally just they're busy and I get, a second to just say I love you and all that stuff and move on. So it's tough to share. it's tough to actually like share those struggles and have a full conversation with them about like what dad's going through and or what mom's going through. So I think that's probably the hardest part about this reading. Like I agree, I love this reading. I love the idea of this. I love the thought that like, when I think about my parents or my parents talk about their parents, they don't know what's going on. They didn't know what they were going through. I think my kids have a better understanding of what I'm going through because I am reading some of this stuff and I am sharing with them more, but it's still tough, especially in, you know, you just kind of get into a pattern. Like the younger years, like you're obviously not going to be sharing with your 2, 3, 4 year old, the struggles that you're going through financially or at work or in your relationship or your friendships. So you kind of get into a pattern of the way that you talk and behave and act with your children. And, at some point when their mind gets to a point where they can start to rationalize these bigger ideas, uh, you start to bridge that gap a little more. And I think that even comes later. I would be, I think Iron Man and David both having older kids. I would hope that, they're keeping that time open to have those conversations with those kids, especially as they start to go through some of that stuff themselves. You guys are popping off today in the chat. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great Monday, y'all.
I sent everybody Celsius. I know I'm just looking at the time, but I feel as if I'm just thinking about this right now, and I'm like, the one struggle I think that my kids see me and Lauren going through is probably like we're in a moment where we're probably fighting a lot because like our girls will be like, stop. And I'm like, oh no, you're more mature than I am. And so it's like I feel like that's the struggle they see. And we could probably be more open about like, couples therapy and stuff like that we kind of go through to make sure we can understand each other better, like where we're coming from. I don't know if that's really necessary. I think that they should see resolution. I don't know if they have to be viewing the process of the resolution though, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I would say that it's good that they know about that. And here's why. This is a connection I made during my walk this morning. We have friends who they are fairly vocal about disagreements in public. And the girls notice that and they pick up on it. They will mention that it really doesn't seem like they like each other. It really doesn't seem like they get along. These are like different, there's not one specifically. There's a few, they'll air their dirty laundry, around kids. The kids notice that. And if the kids notice it from other families and couples and people, they are definitely noticing any kind of disagreement or strife or silence or miscommunication through you and your significant other as well. And I think that builds up over time. So I think the more open you're about it, even when you're struggling as a couple, I think is really important.
I come from the standpoint of like kids see and hear everything. Thinking otherwise is going to put you in a bad spot.
Yeah. My 6-year-old, and this is like, maybe this is a good, I don't know. I have to get off in like 60 seconds. My 6-year-old the other day after playing came to us and said, "When you guys die, will I be lonely?" And I'm like, holy shit, where did that come from? I don't know where she heard that. I don't know where like the whole thing of dying went, but like that's how deep kids can feel things.
Mhm.
So if you're not communicating something with your kids, chances are they probably feel it.
I definitely agree. I feel like you should have left the room, been like, okay, you tell me how you feel in a minute.
But I don't want to end on kids thinking about death.
I used to think about death a lot when I was a kid, though. But it was like, but it was also, I do remember dad being like, if we would fight, he'd be like, when I'm dead, you guys are going to have to figure this out on your own. I was like, oh, all right.
I remember that many times.
Yeah.
And I also remember
So,
you being kind of not obsessed, but definitely interested in it because like the first one of those situations where like you kind of stop being a kid was when I remember that I remember like dad's when Papu died, and I remember thinking like when I die I want to be a bird, and I was like I was in second grade, and like those are the thoughts that I remember coming to my head at that time. So I'm sure you had similar for sure.
Because you guys are brothers,
Because yes, we are.
and this is your mother.
And mommy is in.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Miss
mom.
Turner.
All right, I
Is
gotta
Ryan
go.
on pause? I think Ryan's on pause because he just dropped onto his Wi-Fi. I thought he was like in deep thought, but now I think he's in pause. He's
I,
paused because he
I,
got on his
I bet you
Wi-Fi.
I think he's just sitting there in deep thought.
He's really thinking deep about
Nope,
that
he's
thought
gone.
you had.
He's gone. Nope, there he is. He's gone. Okay, I got to go because we have to leave early today. Whoops.
Sorry.
Sorry, I just kicked Ryan off. Whoops. There, he's back. Okay,
oh,
I got to go,
horrible.
guys. I love you
Sorry.
all. Good chat.
Chat, Ryan had to do another line of Celsius, so he jumped off real quick.
Yeah.
See you,
Something
Jason.
Burning.
on your lip there, Ryan. A little bit on your nose. All right.
See you guys tomorrow.
See you guys.
No, Ryan, you just you paused, but it looked like you were in deep thought. You were like, and like for a while I was like, oh, he's really thinking.
I was really thinking, but I came inside and I saw
Yeah, you
my
got
phone
Wi-Fi.
trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and I was like, I don't know what you're doing. So,
Yep. It was good to see you today, buddy.
well, thanks, man. I'm
miss
always thinking about you guys.
I miss hanging out with you. I miss our walk and talks through downtown Brooklyn. Um,
We're just in
just
a transition phase with a few things right now. That's all. So once we're through it,
yeah.
that's
I
where
mean,
we're
if
at.
there's ever like a different time that works for you, you were the one who set this original time. It works for me like 100%. But um, you know, I don't know. Hop on and figure something out.
You know what? This is one of those like you just got to be told and should no. It's definitely a hard time. It's like in the middle of it's
Good
in the middle of
morning.
drop off, and then it's like transitioning right into work, and like I know with my creative mind it's hard for me to task switch,
Yeah.
and so it is difficult. I get it, but it's also possible that that's the case. What part of Brooklyn, Dan? I am over in Carroll Gardens, which is if you think of where the Cosbys lived, they lived in they lived in Brooklyn Heights, which is like right across the water, like right across the Brooklyn Bridge, because there's like Dumbo, and then there's Brooklyn Heights, and then there's Cobble Hill, and then going south, and then there's us. That's where we are. So yeah.
Nice. Very nice. All right.
All right, guys. Have a good morning. Peace.
See you guys all later. Thank you very